beautiful kittens. My name is Monica and welcome back to my channel. If you don't like gore, you might not want to watch this because I have gore on my face. I know people usually do these types of videos by showing you how they do it, but I was practicing for Halloween and decided that I was just gonna do this because why not? So the next video, the one for today and the one on Halloween, will have this. So if you don't like looking at gore for about 10 to 15 minutes, you might not want to watch this, and that is okay. No offense taken if you can't handle some gore. I highly doubt anyone's gonna want a tutorial on this shit job, so I'm not even gonna worry about that. So before we get into today's video, make sure you're subscribed. Click the bell icon to get notified of when I upload. Check out my social media, it'll be below and at the beginning of the video while I was babbling. And check out my Facebook group called Untamed Beauties. We are drama support, mostly support. There's really not much drama going on, even if we try, like, it just doesn't work. So I'm gonna shut the fuck up now and get into today's video and try to keep my hair out of this fake ass blood because I don't want my hair to get sticky. This is already probably gonna stain my fucking face. I figured before we get into the spooky Halloween video, which will be on Tuesday instead of Monday because I figure it's Halloween. I would rather upload the video on Halloween rather than on Monday because Halloween, like, why not, right? So I figured let's do another story time because I really like telling spooky shit that happens and I'm like really paranoid that this is like getting in the blood. Ugh, don't. Also, if this flakes off, I'm sorry. Like, what I used is not typical like special effects stuff. It kind of looks like it's skin peeling. But I tried, like, it's harder on your face when you talk and it, like, cracks than it is, like, on your arm, because I did it on my arm. If you follow me on Instagram, I did it on my arm first, and it looked like shit. So I kind of learned my lesson with, like, how not to do it and stuff, so. Anyway, we're going to be talking about some stuff that happened at my mom's house again. Like, we all know that that place has some scary shit going on. There are a few, like, it's not long enough to be a story in and of itself. But there's some, like, mini stories that, like, I remember that I feel like I should tell. I don't think I told a few of them. If I, like, accidentally tell a repeat, my bad, because I tell so many ghost stories that I forget, like, what I've already told and what I haven't. So if you've already heard one of the things I'm talking about, sorry, just pretend like it didn't happen, okay, bro? I'm also gonna try to keep my facial expressions to a minimum so that this does not peel off. I'm gonna start with, like, the really freaky fucking spooky part that, like, legit terrified me to the core. Like, I don't think I've ever experienced something like this before, and I was, like, maybe 16, 17, and this, like, scared me and the person I was with. So, my ex-girlfriend, her name is Misa. Like, how I call her Misa. Her name is not Misa, but I call her Misa. Like, Misa Mane from Death Note, like, we called her Misa. I was, like, her nickname in high school was Misa, so she was my girlfriend, and she would come over at, like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 in the morning and, like, stay until, like, 8 in the morning, and then she'd leave. But she would always come over, and we would hang out. Like, we would sit there and talk or whatever, do whatever, cuddle, watch a movie or whatever on my TV, because I had a TV in the room, and I would always turn my fan on so that you couldn't hear us talking, because, like, the fan was so loud that you couldn't hear me and her talking over the fan. And then I'd also turn my TV on so that, like, you couldn't hear us. Like, I would either turn on, like, static or I would turn it on, like, a TV station or whatever. And I think this time I had it on a TV station. So we were just sitting there talking and shit, right? We were just babbling or whatever, doing our thing. And we were both sitting on the bed. Like, we were both, like, up against the headboard, which I had a princess bed still because, like, that's the bed I had since I was, like, 8. Until I moved out, and it's still there. Like, that was my bed. It was a ginormous, like, princess bed with a canopy and everything. I took the canopy off. So a few of the stories revolve around the bed. I'm gonna have to, like, cut this down. I'm, like, babbling. We were sitting, like, against the headboard talking, and, like, I had pillows there. We were just talking or whatever, and we're both facing the closet. The closet was right in front of us. And we were talking or whatever, and I would always hang my clothes, like, on the bed. Like, there was clothes, like, on the canopy, like, just lined up. All the clothes that I really wore a lot, and all the clothes that I never really wore were in the closet. So I never really went to the closet. The clothes were always hanging up there, on the thing. But you could still see, like, throughout the clothes. Like, you could, like, move the clothes and, like, you could see the closet. So the closet was pretty visible to us. So we were talking and stuff. And all of a sudden, you see, like, these handprints were, like, a thing pressing on the bed, like, crawling towards us. It looked like something was crawling, but, like, you couldn't see anything. It was just, like, the dun, like, the pressing down, like, the bed was sinking. Like, there was something, like, pressing on it, like it was crawling on it, or whatever. Like, I don't know if it was crawling. It looked like hands, like, pressing down on it, and the way that they were, like, spaced out looked like that something was crawling on the bed. And me and Misa looked at each other, and we were like, what the fuck? Like, both of us freaked out and jumped out of the bed and was like, what? And we saw this thing, like, continue to crawl, but, like, obviously there was nothing there. It was just, like, the handprints that we saw in the indentation of someone crawling on the bed. And me and her, no, like, we were so out of that house so quick. Like, that scared the shit out of us. So we ran out, and we were, like, conversing and stuff, like, what the fuck, what are we gonna do? Like, that was satanic shit, like, what the fuck? So me and her are talking, and then I'm like, okay, we gotta go back in there. Like, my parents are gonna wake up and know that, like, you're here and, like, kill us both. And, like, send your ass to Nebraska. Like, we have to do something. So we go back in there, and the TV was playing a station. This time it switched to static, and we had not touched it. And then it turned off. Like, when we went in there and we were like, it's playing static, and then it turned off all of a sudden, and both of us were like, oh my fuck. That scared the living shit out of me. Like, up there on par with the demon in the fucking mirror. That scared the shit out of me. Like, just the sequence of events of this thing crawling on the bed, us leaving, me come back, the station is now playing static, and it turns off right when we get in the room. Like, God of Moses, it scared the shit out of me. That was one of the first things that scared me. The other thing is, I have this doll. I still have, well, it's not really a doll. It's a stuffed animal. And I've had this thing since I was 4. Her name is Branson. I should have brought her in here, but, like, I'm bloody and shit, and I didn't want to get, like, blood on her or something, so I was like, I'm not touching her. But she's a little tiger, like a snow tiger, and I've had her since I was 4. And Branson, when I was, like, growing up, would always move around my room. Like, she would always wind up in a different spot than what I put her in. Sometimes she'd be, like, on the bed, sometimes she'd be on the floor, sometimes she'd be, like, on top of the TV. Like, she was all kinds of places, and I don't ever know, like, how she got there. And I remember one night, she somehow wound up outside. Like, when I think I brought her into the shack with me and one of my friends when she was spending the night in the haunted AF shack, and she wound up outside on, like, the windowsill from outside. Like, she wound up there, and I'm like, how the fuck did she wind up there? Like, how and why? Like, I don't remember anyone coming in. I mean, it's possible that, like, my friend did it, but she swore that she didn't. So that was some freaky shit. I don't know, like, that was weird. I didn't think much of it because I was like, you know what, it's probably just a whatever. Like, I was kind of little, like 13, so I didn't, like, oh, whatever, like, maybe I slept walk or some shit. I don't know, like, I didn't assume anything, but now that I think about it, that was pretty fucking weird. And she always, like, moves. I don't think, like, she's possessed. I don't think, like, she's possessed or anything. Like, maybe, like, when I croak, I'll possess her because, like, she's my baby, but, like, I don't think that, like, she's possessed. I just think that whatever was there, like, to fuck with me with her. I don't know, like, try to play pranks on me or something and move her. I'm not really sure, but I don't think she's haunted or anything. I think at one point I said that when I was sleeping in my dad's room once, I heard typing on the keyboard. That happened in my room once, where I had it, the computer was literally right next to my bed, like right next to my bed. And I would always play on it. Like, it wasn't like an actual computer when I was growing up. It was like a play computer. Like, it had, like, it could run, like, computer games, like my childish computer games, like Freddy Fish and all that shit. But it wasn't like it had the internet until I was, like, 17 or something. Like, maybe 15. I think 15 is when I had internet on it, but I didn't have that until I was, like, 15. And when I was younger, sometimes I would hear what sounded like typing, but, like, I didn't want to look and see if, like, the actual things were going down because I was like, fuck that shit. But that was really freaky. Like, that happened a few times. It didn't happen a lot. Just like with my dad's computer, like, it didn't make that sound a lot. Now, I will say that me and my friend one time did the Ouija board outside in the shack, and that's why I think that the shack is haunted, because I think ever since we did that, I was like 12. Like, you could always hear walking on the back porch. Like, it sounded like heavy footsteps and boots, like, on the back porch. And that didn't used to be a thing until we did the Ouija board. So I think that, like, I opened a portal to hell back there. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. And it just, you would hear, like, weird stuff. Even for, like, where I lived. It was, like, weird noises all throughout the night. And I hated being out there. I just felt like I was being watched constantly. Like, the shack was a scary place. I hated being out there. It gives you the willies. Like, it really does. If you stay there, like, people are always like, I hear stuff, like, all the time. Even, like, my dad's friends that, like, spend the night or whatever, they'd be like, I heard stuff, like, all night, and it wasn't you. I keep going out to see, like, what it was, and it wasn't you. Like, I don't know, it's weird, and sometimes there's, like, heavy pelting, like, on the roof of the shack. I don't know, like, heavy pelting, like, someone is, like, throwing shit on the roof. I don't know, like, there's something out there. I don't know what. I hate it. I did sage out there once, and the sage stick wouldn't stay lit at all. Which probably means that there's something evil out there that doesn't want to leave, and I probably summoned it. So, kids, the Ouija board is not a play toy. Don't fuck with it. Y'all may think that it's all fun and games and nothing's gonna happen to you. That may be true, but you could still open a portal to fucking hell, and it'd be your damn fault. So just do us all a favor and don't try to open the portal to hell. I know better now. I did the Ouija board once and never again. And nothing really happened other than, like, it did move really fast. Like, really fast. It didn't do a figure 8, and it didn't spell out Zozo the demon. So that's at least good. But I don't think whatever we were talking to was very pleasant. And that's how I met Annie. But I don't know if Annie's, like, actual little girl or she's just Satan. I don't really fucking know. You know that, like, demons and things can disguise themselves, so who honestly knows who I was talking to? But I also remember one time, this was rather right before I moved out of my mom's house, but there was a really loud, like, me and her were talking, and there was a really, really loud crash that came from the garage. So we went into the garage, and my mom had a basket of, like, laundry sitting on a stool, and the basket of laundry had been thrown across the room, and the laundry was everywhere, and the stool itself was on the other side of the room, tipped over. So, like, they both went two separate ways. Like, someone was just like, fuck that, and threw it. And my mom was like, how did that happen? And, like, no one was in there. It was just us talking, and all of a sudden, boom, like a loud crashing noise, and we go in there and find that, and that's, I don't know, there's something evil in the house, and I don't think they quite understand the severity of the situation that they live in because they're just so used to it. And it got worse when I moved out. Like, before I went no contact, Mom would tell me, like, she heard this girl, like a little girl, come in and say, I'm home, with, like, boots walking, and she thought it was me. And it was like 4 a.m. She was like, why is Mana here? So she got up, and there was nobody there, but she heard the front door open and close, a girl's voice say, I'm home, and then walk, 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 walk. Like, it was coming towards the room, and then they vanished. So, like, it didn't like that I moved out, for sure. I don't think it liked it very much, but that's just a few things I remember from my mom's house. My mom's crazy-ass haunted house. So I'm going to go now and stop rambling. So I love you, beautiful kittens, and I hope to see you in Halloween's video. Love you, bye.